Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and it's the last of the chapter brewing beers that I've been doing this week, and we're ending on a bit of an impy high. So we've got a can of the 10 Lovely Seconds Imperial Stout, 10% ABV, co-authored with the Firkin, which I think is it's like a pub or a bar in the northwest. I can't really remember. And yeah, 10 Lovely Seconds. Nice artwork there. Very sort of reminiscent of the likes of Dirty Harry and that sort of thing. And let's see what the quote is on this one then. So, I've known the fear of losing, but now I am almost too frightened to win. Quite a thought-provoking line there. And that's from Chariots of Fire by Colin Welland. Or Welland? Wellard. Imagine your surname was Wellard. Anyway. So, brewed with friends from the Firkin, this Imperial Stout celebrates one of Newtonley Willow's most... What? I can't read it. It's black writing on a red background. Very hard to read. Most famous sons and the wonderful screenplay he penned. Never knew the writer of Chariots of Fire was from Newtonley Willows. The Things You Learn. And that's another book recommendation. I've never been really too interested in the film itself. Is that the film that's got the famous scene on the beach where it's like dun 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 dun. But yeah, lovely looking stuff, blah 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 blah. So I'm guessing that's sort of like a starter pistol. Anyway, popular culture, I've got it. So of course, gracing this wonderful glass one last time. Well, not last time, because it's one of my favourite glasses now. So it's midweek. I'm back to regular work. Got new contracts in work, set hours. So I thought, do you know what? Since it's midweek and I am in work tomorrow, it doesn't matter. It's probably be the only beer that I have. And to be honest, I've not had a beer for like 2-3 days, which is in recent months quite rare. Can't say quite rare quickly. Can't say quite rare quickly. But yeah, beer in a glass then, and that to me is well, no, there's a little bit of like a reddy brownish hue at the bottom, but you would be mistaken for thinking that's a jet black beer. Head dissipated really quickly, so let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh. Chocolate, coffee, caramel. But you do get those aromas. There's a little bit of like vanilla in there as well. Nice little sweetness. A fragrant sweetness, I would say. Lovely sweet roasty malts. No detection of that 10% ABV at all on the nose. I mean, it's not like the most aromatic of Imperial Stouts, but it's really quite indulgent when you get a good whiff. Sort of like when, if you ever have the displeasure of waking up in my bedroom after a night out. Oh, lovely. It's got like a chocolatey chewiness to it. Smells really good, so let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. I was going to say the body is a little bit thin for my liking, but it almost develops a sort of silkiness on the back end just before it dissipates on the tongue. It's got quite like an earthy greenness to it. There's like an almost like nutty herbal character coming through. Almost like sort of like a pistachio nut, almost like a plain roasted pistachio nut. Yeah, it's quite vegetative. Isn't because you've got to be in a vegetative state. But do you know what I mean? It's got sort of like an earthy, grassy leafiness about it. But then there's a really nice char flavour on the back end. It's really nice and smooth. Quite a mellow stout, actually. I'm not even getting like a warming sensation going down. The alcohol is masked that well in this. Which, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Do you know what I mean? It comes to a point where it's like a moral sort of quandary that you find yourself in with questions like that. Lovely bitterness, like a coffee bean that's not been roasted. That sort of character. But you get a slight roasted coffee element and a little bit of a charry smokiness. But really, fundamentally, this is just a really nice, simple Imperial Stout. And I'd say this is one of those occasions where, if this was on cask... Now, I'm not a cask boy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, I always seem to get indigestion if I've done a little bit of a session on cask. I don't know what it is. I always feel a bit bloated and a bit... And I'm burping and almost farting all the time. But, you know, I feel heavy after drinking loads of cask. But I'm slowly warming to cask beers. And I think this would be an absolute corker of a cask beer. But yeah, deceptively drinkable. Nice dark bit of chocolate. But some people might say, oh, there's not much going on with this. I think it's one of those beers that seems to be developing the more I'm drinking it. So I could be down to this part and probably in about 20 minutes time get a character that I didn't even think of whilst recording this video. It's one of those sorts of beers. It's sort of like you sit back and think. Do you know what I mean? And God, look at that. Look at how wide I am up here. I only do the self-deprecating stuff to take the piss. If you can't laugh at yourself and take the piss out of yourself, you're going to be an absolutely miserable git. Do you know what I mean? And I am a miserable git anyway. But, yeah, and it's not like a coping mechanism. I love the concept of people not only like really bigging themselves up and, you know, the whole body positivity sort of thing. Why am I talking about this in a beer review? Don't know. But I also love it. I love self-deprecating humour. And I love being able to have a back and forth in that regard with people where you know they're not going to get offended. Do you know what I mean? Because I do always get the comment, oh, you always put yourself down and stuff like that. I wasn't doing a funny voice then, by the way. Didn't mean to anyway, but do you know what I mean? That's just my humour. I'd much rather take the piss out myself than someone else. Do you know what I mean? So I'm quite conscientious and what's the word? I like to think of other people and put them first. But where did that come from? Oh yeah, it was an observation about myself. But yeah, some people might say there's not that much going on. So it's quite simple. But this would be an absolutely wonderful base Imperial Stout. And they could do so much to this. Putting coffee in this, oh come on. Like a really abrasive coffee character in this would be just my cup of tea. Well, beer, coffee, whatever. So yeah, finishing on a really solid Imperial Stout this week. And, you know, they're knocking out the lagers. The IPA was good. The sour was really nice. And the darker Imperial Stout, very solid indeed. So they're definitely a brewery I will be buying more of. And one of those sort of like slight unsung heroes that you want to champion. Because there's just the level of consistency from the, is it 4 beers? Yeah, the 4 beers that I've had has just been awesome. Really, really, I'm glad that me and Adam decided to. I'm sure Adam's had stuff from these guys before, anyway. But yeah, really, really nice. And just to think, it all stemmed, pardon the pun, from seeing someone post a photo of this on Instagram, because I just fell in love with that glass. As I've said in all these videos, the concept is awesome. The artwork is awesome. And more importantly, the beers are awesome as well. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more from these guys on the channel, and I need to get some merch from them. That'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, so if you tried any of the beers that I've had this week, then feel free to let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see those videos, just click on all videos and go down and have a good time watching them. Or don't, because I don't know if people have a good time watching my crap. But yeah, this is lovely. So if you tried anything else from Chapter, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Go check out the brewery, check out their webshop. Big shout out once again to Adam for making this happen. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this week so far. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. Probably a bit too quick, as is the case with contemporary beer. And yeah, cheers for watching, and hopefully you'll join me next time for another beer review. Cheers all, you all take care.